Thank you so much for being here
My
today,
pleasure,
brother.
bro. My pleasure.
The whole idea of these chats is to maybe chat for a little bit of time, and whoever watches these videos might learn a thing or two that's new.
Yes, yes, yes.
Maybe we can start quickly by just kind of talking about how you and I know each other.
Yeah. We met at a wedding, Junaid's wedding.
We're currently at a wedding.
He's my uncle, and he's your
Good friend.
good friend. Yes. Actually at the Mehendi, right?
Yes, brother.
I just randomly met you and your friend Jay as well.
Yes.
So it was a pretty good meeting.
Beautiful.
Nice meeting you, man.
You too, brother.
Very, really wonderful person.
Thanks, man. Really kind of you, and I'd say the same. And what's interesting is you grew up in the Middle East.
Yes, yes, I did. I did actually. I grew up in the UAE,
Uh-huh.
as everyone knows it, Dubai.
Yeah.
So I spent around 15, most of my life over there, 15 to 20 years. And it's a pretty good place. And recently just shifted to Goa.
Go on.
My family has shifted to Goa. I'm residing in Pune right now.
Okay. In Pune.
And I'm doing my second year of college right now. Yeah.
What are you studying?
I'm doing BBA actually.
Okay.
Bachelor of Business Administration.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are you studying? Which you college?
Symbiosis
Symbiosis.
International University. Yes.
Are you enjoying it so far?
Yes, it has its ups and downs, but
Mhm.
it's a pretty good place to stay at.
Okay.
Pretty fun.
Okay. So obviously you're doing BBA. You're a smart young gentleman, but also you have a passion,
Yes.
and that passion is football.
Yes, that's my favorite sport.
Maybe talk a little bit because I like football as well.
Yeah.
I'm not good at playing, but I'm good at watching. Maybe talk a little bit about when you started developing this passion for football.
So it was, I guess, during my primary school, around when I was in fifth or sixth,
Yeah.
and basically I used to play basketball at first, right?
Mhm.
So I used to watch the NBA,
Yeah.
and suddenly one day, like we had a family trip, and I started. There was a football match going on between me and my cousins, right?
Mhm.
That's the day when I like really found interest in that game.
Yeah.
Since that day, like I've been a huge football fan. Especially, I support Real Madrid. And what team do you support?
I'm a Chelsea guy.
Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, since that day, it's been like football's like for me, it's been like a pinnacle of sports. It's in all of the sports industry, football is like top for me.
Mm.
I really watch. I watch F1 as well,
Mm.
basketball as well. Yeah, but football is something else, man.
So on the topic of Real Madrid, who were the first players you were interested in when you were?
So obviously, there's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's my idol, the one I look up to.
Yep.
He's my favorite player. According to me, he's the greatest of all time.
Uh-huh.
It's a pretty controversial opinion, but I stand by it. And yeah, anything about Ronaldo, I'm down to talk about.
Uh-huh.
I've always been interested in him, in his
Uh-huh.
life, in his achievements, in his career.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's one of the Real Madrid legends who I look up to, along with a lot of others as well, like Benzema, Karim Benzema,
Uh-huh.
Gareth Bale,
Uh-huh.
Marcelo, that 2016-17 squad.
Oh, just continue, bro.
That 2016-17 squad, that's
Uh-huh.
been really like the prime Real Madrid.
Mhm. I remember there was Luis Figo.
Figo in the early days, probably before I was born, I guess,
Okay.
in early 2000s,
And Raul.
along with Thierry Henry on the
Mm.
other side, Premier League, Raul, yes, he was the one who actually interesting fact. He was the one who passed the number 7 on to Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the number 7 is widely regarded as the cursed number in football.
Mhm.
Many players like Di Maria, currently Vinicius, Mbappe
Yeah.
have not been able to live up to the level of the
That's
number
standard.
7. Yeah,
It's very high. It's
yeah,
very high. And he has a whole brand around it now. CR7.
yes, yes, yes. The
For,
number 7, like you know, the number 7 because of
and
CR7.
everyone argues about Messi versus Ronaldo. I'm more for Ronaldo guy.
I got
If I'm
my
being honest.
arguments for.
I grew up watching Ronaldo. I watched him when he was first in Man United.
Same, yes,
That's
yes.
when I enjoyed watching Man United. They had Berbatov, Tevez,
Rooney.
Rooney, Ferdinand, Vidic,
That team was
Ronaldo.
amazing.
I
Bro.
think Van der Sar as well. I'm not sure.
And the person holding it all together is Sir Alex Ferguson.
What a legend. And I grew up in a time for football when it was Drogba in Chelsea, Lampard, SCN, Ashley Cole, Joko.
That team was amazing. But still, we beat you guys in the final 2008.
I remember this, but yeah, I was 10 years
And
old.
Ronaldo scored as well.
I remember I was 10 years old at the time.
Uh,
I want to talk about the best period for Real Madrid.
I would say from 2014 up until 2019.
Okay.
Those 5 to 6 years, that was amazing. We won the Champions League thrice,
Yeah.
3 times in a row. And those 3 years, there was a special someone managing the team. None other than Zinedine Zidane. He was a former legend of the club, and he's very well respected by the club and its members. And the legacy he has left in the club, things he has won for the club, his achievements. He's one of a kind man, genuinely. And under his reign, I think we won 1 or 2 league titles along with 3 Champions Leagues. That was like no team has ever done that, winning 3 Champions League back to back. So that's one of the greatest achievements, according to me and according to the football world. Yeah.
Okay. And so you were saying that Zidane, he's obviously well known for the 2006 headbutt.
Yeah, I mean, pretty. I can't say much on that, but when you bring family in between,
Mm.
yeah, even I would do the same if I
Mhm.
was in his place.
Mhm.
So, what would you do?
I have no idea, but I can just say he's
It's
truly a
easy to
legend.
lose control when there's a lot of adrenaline going on, when your body is in mid game as well. And the opposition player from Italy,
Yeah.
he literally disrespected his sister. So, I mean, any sane guy would be losing his shit
Mhm.
during that.
And I
So,
remember that was when he was sent off.
yes,
Then it went to
I
penalties.
think that was last
Right?
World Cup as well.
That was his last World Cup. It
Yes,
went to penalties,
and
right?
they lost the game.
And I think it was the crossbar that hit
Yes,
upper
no, no,
crossbar.
no. That was the game. That was not the game. That was the game before, I guess.
Okay.
The game in which he was sent off. It was
Was
against Italy as well.
the finals, bro?
I don't know.
I think it was the
Yeah,
finals,
I
and then
think
he
I
was
think
sent
so.
off, and I think then they got the medals.
I believe if he were on the pitch, he would, you know, we would have France would have won the game
I think Buffon was playing
before. Yes,
at the time.
there's a saying that when he took the penalty, right?
Mm.
That when he took the penalty, the ball hit the crossbar,
Yeah, yeah.
but it did not touch the net inside.
Okay.
The saying is that the ball did not touch the net
Mhm.
because of Buffon's greatness,
Beautiful.
and it was a goal because of Zidane's elegance. So
Beautiful.
that's a saying. That's a pretty good thing.
Okay. And I think Real Madrid, obviously, phenomenal club. Their main rival would be Barca,
Yeah, for
right?
years, for decades now.
For decades. Can you talk a little bit about the rivalry?
I mean, the last El Clasico was a bit of a
Yeah.
disappointment for me, for all Madrid fans to be
Uh,
precise. But I think we'll bounce back. I mean, it's really been one-sided for the past 10 years. I'd say 5 to 10 years. We've been winning most of the games against them, and but it's good to see them in a good form right now because they've been struggling for the past few years since Messi left, and yeah, it's good to see your rival
yeah.
coming up. Yeah, and I hope they succeed as well as I want us to succeed
Yeah.
as well. And talking about Barca, talking about Lamine Yamal, the youngster.
Okay.
What do you think of him?
The Spanish guy,
Yeah,
right? I think in the
17 years.
Euros,
He
he
was
scored a
phenomenal.
couple goals, and
Yeah.
he was 16 at the time.
Yes, yes,
Phenomenal pace, crazy
yes.
effort.
I mean, it's pretty difficult, but be 17 years old and to do that on the big stage as well,
Yeah.
Euros, and he won the Euros as well.
Mhm.
I mean, that's pretty amazing, man. The kid's got a bright future ahead of him.
I think this would be a good segue from Real Madrid to, if you don't mind, international football.
Yes, yes.
I want to get your feels on some upcoming players in the international realm.
International.
Yeah.
As we talked about Lamine Yamal,
Yep.
Jamal Musiala,
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal player, amazing youngster.
Yep.
Jude Bellingham,
Yep.
a few more English talents like Phil Foden,
Cole
Kobe
Palmer.
Mino,
Cole Palmer. Would you say
Paul Palmer, obviously, man.
Foden as well? Pretty young guy.
You can't forget Palmer, can you?
Yeah. Yeah. Can't.
Yeah. And who else is there? Rafael Leao
Okay.
from Portugal.
Okay.
Yes, he's pretty good.
I want to get your feels on the 2022 World Cup.
I feel it was rigged, man.
Why?
Straight up.
Why, bro?
I'm not even joking right now.
Mm.
because just watch the matches, especially Argentina matches. They got they won. I'd say they won the tournament because of the penalties awarded to them.
Yeah.
Seven penalties in one tournament is no joke. I mean, and half of them were undeserved. I'm saying it. I don't. I'm not
Okay.
scared.
No filter. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What for you was the craziest moment of the 2022 World
Mbappe's comeback in the
um,
final.
in the final?
The way he turned things around after the 70th minute, right? I mean, it's hard to. It's very easy to lose your cool in that moment, in the heat of the moment. Like when you're losing, when you're 2-0 down, they're 2-0 up, Argentina, and then when you lose all the hope, like, oh God, we can't recover from this. But then he just turned things around. He was so calm and so composed, right on the spot. And yeah, that's pretty much like crazy, man.
In my opinion, bro, I feel like 2022 World Cup was a match of the underdogs.
Yes, yeah.
We saw Korea do phenomenally.
Morocco,
We saw Morocco. We saw
unbelievable.
Japan,
Yeah.
and we saw who else did really well? Saudi.
Saudi, yeah.
What did you
Mexico
think
as
of
well, yeah.
what did you think of the Saudi Argentina match?
I mean, it was unexpected, obviously,
Mm.
for a team like Argentina to lose to Saudi Arabia. But really proud of Saudi, man. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, for the group stages, they were pretty good, but then they couldn't obviously go through in the knockouts. But yeah, really
That
good effort.
second goal was phenomenal,
That was amazing. That was amazing.
and the Saudi
Shocked
coach
Messi as well, bro.
and the pep talk of the Saudi
Yeah, yeah,
coach
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah, yeah. The coach, do you know the coach from Saudi?
The
He's
French
a,
dude,
I
right?
think he's a European national. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
And he had an
Pretty good.
interpreter
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
speaking with the same vigor and passion.
That guy is crazy, man. The team was crazy. They have, I'd say, for the next World Cup, Saudi, they have a potential, man. They have good potential
Last question on the World Cup: who were your favorites at the time?
in the World Cup. Hard to say, man, but I'd say, obviously, my favorite team is Portugal, but I was rooting for France, man,
You were rooting
to
for
win
France.
their second World Cup, like in a row. I was really rooting for France because after seeing the 2018 World Cup and seeing how many youngsters are performing in the squad, I
Yeah.
mean, Kamavinga, Chouameni, Mbappe, these players are just phenomenal, man.
Okay. About Morocco. So I always root for Belgium, and the reason is because of Hazard.
Okay,
And also, I was following them when it was Company,
yeah,
Hazard, Courtois, De Bruyne. As I think separately they're
half
really
of them are
good.
still playing. Yeah,
They are separately they're really good, but I feel like as a team they don't
as a team,
function very well.
as a team, once upon a time, like during the 2018 World Cup, it was believed that Belgium had the highest potential.
Yeah.
They could be the favorites, but the team let us down. Obviously, individually, as you said, each player has is phenomenal. By the way, De Bruyne, Hazard, like unbelievable, but they couldn't perform together as a team. That's one of the biggest drawbacks. I mean, disappointments in international football. I'd say
In my opinion, the team I had the most respect for was Morocco.
Morocco.
Morocco. They were phenomenal.
Okay.
They went to the semis, lost to France, right? I believe 2
Yeah,
0
yeah, yeah.
2-0. And what do you know much about the Moroccan separate players?
I know I don't really remember his name, but I know the striker who scored against Portugal.
They've got a lot, and a lot of them are foreign
Hakimi,
nationals. Hakimi
Mashraoui.
and Zayek.
Huh. Yeah, yeah. Hakim Sheikh.
A lot of them are foreign
Yeah,
nationals
yeah, yeah,
who
yeah.
play in very high level clubs.
Hakimi, for example, he played alongside Messi in PSG.
Usually,
Played alongside Neymar,
phenomenal
Mbappe.
players.
That. So, what do you think of the 2021 PSG squad? Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, Hakimi,
Bro, that was killer.
Ramos.
That was killer. But I really missed the time when it was Cavani in PSG.
Yeah, Cavani, Neymar were pretty good.
Uruguay has a very good squad as well.
Uruguay has a pretty good squad. I
Diego
mean,
Forlan.
my favorite player from Uruguay is Federico Valverde.
Okay.
So he's pretty much, I'd say, like the engine from Real Madrid,
Yeah, yeah.
holding everyone on his shoulders. He's
Okay.
literally carrying the team for me because he does everything. He's
That's
like involved
beautiful.
in everything,
Beautiful.
defense, attack, everything. I really respect him. At such a young age, he's like taken up such a responsibility. So yeah,
Last mini section I want to touch on, if you don't mind, is future of Indian football.
Future of Indian football.
Where do you think it's headed? Where do you see the potential?
I see a similarity between Indian football and F1 in India. F1 was considered to be not a legitimate sport. That's why it no longer is in India anymore.
Hmm? Okay.
And the same goes for football. Even though we have a decent amount of investment fund ready for investing into
Yeah,
football, but due to the corruption, due to the biased biasness of people towards cricket in India, I don't think football is going to prevail a lot. But as a football fan, I hope so. I really do hope so. Um, but yeah, corruption in India, and just people preferring cricket over football, it just
because we
makes
do
it.
have the numbers.
We do. We have really great players. We have see take FC Goa for example, Hyderabad. We have Mumbai City FC, Kerala Blasters, all great clubs, man. But we need more this thing attention towards football in
Okay,
India.
okay.
We need more viewers. We need more money, more funds. I'd
Like
say.
cricket,
Yeah, yeah,
we need that
exactly,
same attention.
exactly like cricket. Yeah.
Okay. So we've talked a lot. We've talked about Real Madrid. We've talked about football passions. We've talked about international football, especially the growth of Indian football.
Yes.
So I think we're running to the end of this conversation. But one last question I want, and I ask everyone this: for anyone who's watching this, is there a piece of advice that you'd like to give? General advice.
One piece of advice I give to myself is
Yeah.
that not only in football but in life is that push as hard as you can,
Yeah.
and the harder you push, the more successful you'll be in life and in football. Before, like a few years back,
Yeah.
when I just started watching football and playing football, I wasn't that good. But with regular practice, regular training, coaching, I became better, more successful. Played a lot of tournaments. So yeah, just push as hard as you can.
Beautiful
Yeah.
advice, relevant for anyone.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you so much for being here today,
Thank you,
brother.
man.
Really
It's been a
appreciate it.
pleasure. It's
Been
been
a
a
pleasure,
pleasure.
brother.